On this, the eve of the birthday of Dr. King, it is appropriate to quote him. He reminded us that the truest measure of the person is not where you stand in times of comfort and convenience. When all is right with the world, your health is good, your bills are paid, friends are all around. The truest measure of the person is where do you stand in times of challenge and controversy. Challenge and controversy when young people are dying in the street, when domestic violence is claiming the lives of spouses and paramours and lovers and friends, when churches are being shot up. Where do you stand? Let's talk for just a moment about some of these circumstances. I attended a funeral just recently. It was the funeral of Miss Latasha Jones. Miss Jones was killed on Christmas Eve, December 2012. She lost her life in the presence of her son. Her daughter lost her life as well. Victim of domestic violence. It's one thing to know and use the term victim. Another thing to attend the funeral of a victim. It was a sad occasion. Mother and daughter, son there to only suffer heartache knowing that he will never see his mother or his sister again. I have the program from that funeral, and I have the obituary. I shall place this in the record. Gang violence. In my district, Robert Baptiste was a victim of gang violence, and on August 2012, at his funeral, there was a shootout at the church. Where do you stand when you have gang violence and domestic violence? Joshua Woods, 22 years of age, went out to buy a new pair of sneakers, December 2012. On the way home, accosted, lost his life, shot, died over sneakers. I had the opportunity to speak to his mother just recently. It was a heartbreaking conversation for a mother to explain how her son worked hard, and this was something that he had worked hard for. He was a good kid. His mother loved him. When the natural order of things is circumvented, it's very difficult to reconcile. And then I would call to your attention Ryan Spikes, killed in a drive-by shooting at a spring break party. Indiscriminate violence. Where do we stand is the question that Dr. King would put to us. But he would also remind us that we must learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we will perish together as fools. And the notion of a gun for a gun is not the solution. We've tried eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That only leaves us blind and toothless. Guns will lead to shootouts. This is not the solution. We must do more, not only to rid society of these weapons of war, but also to help our children learn that they can live together as brothers and sisters. There is but one race, and that's the human race. We were all created by God to live in harmony. And we teach our children that they should respect each other and live together with each other. This is not an easy task. There will be no silver bullet. There will be no easy solution. But we have to do all that we can. When you can't do enough, you have a duty to do all that you can. I pledge to do all that I can to work with you, Madam Chair, to make sure that we end domestic violence, gang violence, indiscriminate violence, and that we don't resort to a gun for a gun, which is a nouveau version of an eye for an eye. I yield.